David B on YouTube, great series and very educational. Why do you pull some of the wort off the mash tun before starting your sparge water? I thought you want to keep the grain bed covered to help push residual sugars out of the grain bed. At least that's what I've researched on the homebrew side of things. So that's a great question. This is one of the things that I do that I probably don't need to do. I read an interesting, listened to an interesting talk, and subsequently went back and reread and looked at the slides, whatever. There's a talk at CBC years ago where there was a larger brewery that was talking about making high gravity beers, utilizing this technique of running the ultra dense first wort into the kettle for a while before beginning to sparge. Okay, because sometimes I think people want to think about okay, so here's the depth of your liquid of your mash, and okay, here's my first wort, and I'm gonna start sparging, so spraying water on top, and then this whole block is basically just gonna move down and then just go into the kettle. There is some of that, but then there's also dilution that's going on, especially depending on how fast you're sparging and everything like that. What the research was showing, what they found was by running some of that dense wort off first, and then using the small sparge that they're using for making these really big beers, that they were getting a little bit more extract out of their mash. It's something that I've chased with smaller beers, all my beers I do that with now. And so what I will do is I'm usually mashing in with between 1.5 quarts per pound to 2 quarts per pound, somewhere in between there. And then I will run usually about 3 barrels off of that into the off into the kettle. And then what I do is, because people will talk about oxidizing your grain bed, and I'm not sure about how much of it is real and how much of it isn't. But I will say I do start hitting that sparge pretty hard at first to get it covered back up again, and then I slow my sparge water down. It's just an attempt mimicking a research presentation at CBC that said that it might help get a little bit richer wort out of the kettle. It's something that I just do, and I do with all my beers. So yeah, thank you for the question.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're gonna maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.